To Kill a Mockingbird, fourth quarter, that's going to be the big main text for my class, for my students. I'm at Extend Middle School, which is in Wedgwood, which is just north of the UW, and it's a pretty affluent part of Seattle. There's approximately 1,300 students in the school, 58% white, 14% Asian Pacific Islander, 10% Hispanic, 9% Black, 9% multiracial, and 1% Native American. 24% receive free reduced lunch, 24 are advanced learners, 15% are in special education, and 5% are English language learners. And these are the school stats as of 2012, so I know the number of students in the school has dropped because they've opened another middle school that draws from the Wedgwood neighborhood. The class I'm going to be teaching in is an 8th grade spectrum classroom, 27 total students, 18 of which are white, 5 are Asian, and 4 are Indian descent. And this is definitely a more privileged class and group of students. There are musicians who are taking part in the competitions where they're traveling and winning prizes. There are members who participate in the drama program that are going to be in the musical. There are athletes who partake in both school and private sports, both club and select sports. And there's a wide range of artists as well. So there's a really broad range of intelligence in the classroom, and they're all very smart and ask really good questions that sometimes stump me. A lot of the stuff we're going to be covering standards-wise are the reading standards 8.1, where they're going to cite textual evidence. Reading 8.7, they're going to watch the film version of To Kill a Mockingbird, and they're going to write a paper comparing the two. And I'll get into more of that as we go on. They're also going to draw evidence from literacy or informational text, which they've been doing all year long with their literary essays from just their normal everyday reading. And then this also covers the NCTERA Standard 2, where students will read a wide range of literature from many periods of time, and To Kill a Mockingbird definitely covers that since it's based in the 1930s. And they'll grab that understanding. So what I'm going to be assessing the students on throughout their reading, they're going to be given a bookmark for each section that they'll have to read, where they will write any questions they have or any good points that they can use for their essay later on. They've also been learning these notice and note signposts that help find them the theme or characterizations. Mainly theme is what they're for, but they've been working on recognizing those recently, and that can help them if they're struggling with the theme or if they don't want to go with the main theme of the book. They'll also participate in a class-wide discussion on the outcome of the trial of To Kill a Mockingbird, which we discussed in class a little bit with baseball. This discussion will also aid in the paper that they're writing, which will only be 5 paragraphs or so, 2 to 3 pages. Not a lot. I just want them to get a feel for writing an informative paper that's not necessarily with text evidence. That is their basis. And like I said earlier, they're going to be watching a film version, and then they're going to write a paper discussing the differences between the two, and then going back to the standard, why the director made the choices they did. And this is just a short paper. While they're watching the film, we'll have a worksheet filled out, made up for them, where the differences that we have noted are marked down, and they're going to fill in the blank on what's different in the scene. The students have been participating in partner share and table share, as well as individually sharing to the class. They will, however, need a refresher or an introduction for students that may be coming into the class later. on what a group discussion looks like, being respectful, listening, building off of someone else's comments, which kind of relates into what they're doing right now, which is debate. They can kind of build off the opponent's claim. So they'll have some experience on listening that way. They're also going to need some information for the time period. The 1930s in the South, it's not that common of a time period that is studied a lot, because it's kind of a black mark. Pretty much end of the Civil War to the Civil Rights. It's not discussed in depth too much. However, in To Kill a Mockingbird, that's the main setting, and it's very important that they have that background information. And then since there is the issue of justice throughout the book, with the social justice, they will be getting a lesson covering that and how the social inequalities, as well as any other inequalities that come. I'm drawing a blank right now, I'm sorry. I have this all plastic stuff in my head, thank you very much, Heidi. So my gateway activity is going to be a writing exercise that's going to draw on their prior experiences. So their question is going to be, has there been a time in your life where your morals or your beliefs were challenged? Did you change your morals or belief and based on the experience? Or did you question and change them? Why or why not? I think this really relates to Scout in the text that they'll be reading, because her entire world is flipped upside down watching the trial that her dad is partaking in. And I'm pretty sure that's it. That's what I have for my slideshow. But this gateway activity will translate into the discussion on social justice. That will segue into that, drawing on their experiences. If there's time, they can go back and review their gateway activity writing and read it again and see if there's anything that they can relate to with social justice. I'm not sure how much time they'll have with the testing. And then from there, they will start with the text. Yes?
So are you going to have them share out? So will you have them write their answers to this, and then will you come together as a class, or talk about them at all, or is it kind of like maybe you'll just save it till afterward to see if it's changed?
I think initially this gateway activity will be more personal. If anyone wants to share their experience, they can, but it's more after they've read the text that they'll be able to look back and reflect again.
Actually, at the beginning of a lesson recently, I asked a question that was similar to this, and I had a bunch of the kids ask, because I didn't really practice it, it was sort of like that entry activity, and a bunch of the kids asked, like, are you going to read this? I'm like, I don't want to share, and so maybe you practice it and you have it be a journal writing activity, and I've seen that some teachers have journals where they put X's at the top if they don't want the teacher to read it, and so the student just puts a big X, and then the teacher knows.
And also the teachers, you fold the top corner into the spine, so they physically can't even like accidentally read it.
Yeah, I've thought of having, not necessarily reading this, but like, if they don't want it to read, have them just write, do not read, and then just be like, you did it, flip, next journal. Because it is a personal experience, and since these are 8th graders, they're at a really questionable time in their life right now where they're still figuring out who they are, and I think this would really relate to them as they're growing and maturing. Yeah.
Will you give them an example? An example of like a situation, like maybe your own personal situation or something, like for them to base this off of? Or have you guys talked about like morals and beliefs?
It's come up in their literary essays where they're discussing themes, because they're able to find, like, tough questions is one of the things, and that relates to potentially the character's morals or motivations, later on in the text.